Hello, Monster Bound here, and welcome to Evil Genius 2. The follow-up to Evil Genius, although it's been quite a while since Evil Genius came out, like 13 years or something? Not 100% sure. Probably should have checked, but haven't. It's been a long while anyway.
A scheme has succeeded.
Now, I was really looking forward to this game when it came out, and I do quite enjoy it. This game, if you don't know what this game is, it's a base building game. It's a base building game, and the idea is that you're playing as an evil genius. We're playing as Emma down here.
There had better be a good reason.
She's basically Margaret Thatcher. The lady's not for turning, except in her creepy mechanical spider chair. And there's 3 other different evil geniuses to play as, 4 in total. They all have different sort of specializations. The idea is you're creating your underground, isolated volcano base thing type doobrey, and you're trying to build your doomsday device and take over the world. You need your jump-suited minions for that, so you've got your workers, your bog-standard workers, and then over time you can then recruit and train different ones, such as we've got the guards over here. Now this is quite early in a campaign. So we've got some missions to complete. Have a look at the main objective here. So I basically need to do some of these side stories to collect the different types of minions. So we've got Valet there. They will act as sort of a distraction for enemy agents and try and use your cover operation, because you've got a little casino out here, so you can use this to distract enemy agents like these guys. These guys have wandered into my base and had a look around. I don't really care, to be honest. I'm going to let them. You also have guards. Obviously, they're going to beat up anyone who you tell them to. You get scientists. They can do research. And you get technicians. They look after all of the bits and all the doors and power things and control rooms, all that kind of stuff. And you can get more advanced minions. So you got the guard, you can also get a mercenary, they're a bit tougher. You can get other bits and pieces as well. You can get henchmen as well, so like Odd Job and Jaws, that kind of thing. And I really wanted to like this game. And it's okay. That's pretty much what I can say about it. It's okay. There's definitely some issues with it. It's generally fine. So I've got this little scientist that I picked up from the world map. We'll have a look at that in a second. So I'm gonna tell them to go and torture him. This game definitely has sort of like an art style, and the art style it's a bit cartoony. So we're gonna do a little bit of torturing there. Might give him the old wet willy. Do a little bit of maniacal laughing. The button doesn't work, turns her back, presses the button, it's smack him in the face, but she's like, oh, I don't know what that did. You know, that kind of thing. It's that kind of stuff, tickling him as well. All that kind of good stuff. And once that's finished, he'll turn into a body bag. The body bag will get sent to the incinerator over here. And we can now train scientists. So we can go over here and we can say, I want scientists, like 4 scientists, I think is probably fine, so we'll do that. We've got a training room here, so we can go in the training room. I'm going to whack down some of these scientist trainers. We've got one of them there. I will put you over in that corner there, confirm that, and that'll then get constructed by one of my workers. They'll go off and do that. I've built this one. This is like a med bay over here. This is quite a recent addition. They are quite power hungry though, and I don't have a huge amount of power left, so I have to be a little bit careful. I might have to get rid of one of these actually. I can turn it off. So that's all good. So you've got things like dormitory, so your minions have different stats and you need to keep them up. So smarts is declining. I'm going to have to build an archive to sort that out. So, you know what I might do is actually make this laboratory just one wider. And then I want to try and keep this control room. If I do something like this, I can put a doorway in there as well. And I can have an archive. There we go, an archive. It's probably best to put it actually across from the lab, because that drains smarts. As your scientists do techie stuff, they gradually lose their smarts. So we're going to have to do that. That's just cost me 3 power, so I only build one of those at the moment. So, you know, we built that. That'll go off and get constructed by our workers. You can see he's going to start drilling out the wall there. All that kind of good stuff. You can see lots of workers now coming in to sort out this little problem now. I've told them to go. And you can even do, you know, some execution. So, for example,
This
like
one is useless to me.
we can say you, yep, deads,
Task complete.
and that will, you know, really inspire everyone around us. So I need to train some scientists. So you can see this little worker here is now working on the blackboard. Once this little bar reaches maximum, they will become a scientist. We get some research to do. Do we not have the laboratory items yet? No, not yet. So that's all fine. So you also have room. So we've got power down here. You need a lot of generators to generate power. We've only got 46 spare power. It seems like a lot, but it's really not. We will burn through that in no time. And we've got control room here. So this is how we maintain our criminal networks across the world. And a wave of investigators has arrived. Now, the investigators that have arrived, and they will arrive in a boat in a minute, somewhere. The wave of investigators is from one of 5 intelligence agencies, the forces of justice, dotted around the world. So we go to the world map. Currently, we've got some of these regions unlocked. So this is one we've got unlocked over here. This one over here, here. You need a broadcast power. Each one of these radio repeaters generates 1 broadcast. You need 1 broadcast to unlock one of these regions. Currently, we don't have enough because we've already unlocked these. These regions can be upgraded 4 times. Each time you upgrade it, it needs another broadcast. So in theory, you would need 4 of these to fully upgrade 1 region. A region has a heat level, maximum heat. Each level increases that by 50. You get passive income every 5 seconds for having unlocked a region, having a criminal network in there. And you can see the upgrade benefits there and how many agents and recently completed missions, all that kind of stuff. When you unlock a region, you get missions appear on the map. So we can have a look here. So we've got this mission here. So this is 3 workers, 3 minutes. It'll give us 10,000 gold. There might be another mission around here somewhere. There's usually 2. So this one here will give us 50,000. 6 workers, 35 minutes. Generate 40 heat. Now, each of the regions is defended by an intelligence agency. So, for example, the North American regions are protected by Patriots. The Central and Southern American regions are controlled by Smash. Saber has Africa, Hammer has Europe and Russia, and Anvil has sort of the Middle East, Asia, and Australia. And no, that doesn't make any sense. In fact, in the first game, Saber was kind of like the Commonwealth intelligence agency, so it was like the UK, Canada, South Africa, and Australia. Now, for some reason, Hammer, which was the Soviet one, now also controls Europe. I don't really understand that. Now, I've got a big problem with the way this map works, because there's way too much going on. So after you've unlocked a region, it will generate heat passively, unless you build a lot of a particular type of screen in the control room. Eventually you can unlock like a big screen that goes on the wall. Apparently people in the Reddit have said if you build 18 of them, it basically stops heat generation full stop. Obviously, I mean, I think it's like 3 tiles wide. So it's basically one of these on the wall. So you're going to have a fucking massive control room to have 18 of the fucking things in there. But that's okay, because you need a big one anyway if you're going to have 4 of these for every fucking region on the world map. Now, with that said, you can research upgrades to them. So you can potentially, you know, they won't potentially need that many. But still, the control room is going to be pretty friggin' huge. My main problem with this is that I've currently got about 5 regions unlocked, and that's kind of manageable. Once you have the entire world unlocks and potentially have like even more of these upgraded, that puts more missions on the map. Suddenly you have so much stuff to deal with. Because all of the regions are gaining heat. You can do missions to like cool the region down. So there's one here, take 3 workers, 20 minutes, will reduce the heat by 50. Fine. But when you send your minions off to do a mission, so let's maybe do a mission here. So is another mission going to pop up? Normally there's like one that takes 3 minutes and one that takes 30. Oh, there is. So we can do this one. 3 workers, 30 minutes. Launch that scheme. So you can see now, minions waiting for transport, 0 of 3. Outstanding requests, 1. Which means that if we go back to our...
Task complete.
Good. We go back to our base. You can see this guy over here has now got a little icon above his head, which suggests that he's running for the exit. So he's running over to the helipad to get picked up by the helicopter. Now, once they've been picked up by the helicopter leaves the map and it'll take a few minutes to come back. So, for example, if you go through and go, okay, I'm going to do that mission, 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 do like 7 or 8 missions. Suddenly you'll have outstanding requests, 8, minions waiting for transport, potentially like 30. That will take at least a good 15 minutes to clear out. And you also sometimes get timed missions on the map. So a mission where if you don't do it, something bad will happen. And it never tells you that they exist. You have to check the map and you have to check the entire fucking world to make sure there's nothing. You can, like, they do appear as little blips on the map, but frankly, with everything else going on, it's basically impossible to... Basically, this world map thing is awful. It's really bad. And I don't understand... I mean, maybe they did realise. Maybe they, you know, they got to this point in the game and went, God, this map isn't great, but they had to roll with it. But there's nothing to like. There's not enough information given to the player. I would really like to have a list of potential missions to do because I don't really care where they are. I would like a list saying, here's the heat in this region. Here's the missions you can complete. That would be perfect. Having this giant map to worry about, it's just the worst. Which is a real shame. There are also some other problems. As I've said, some of the rooms have to be ridiculously massive because of the stuff you have to buy. I mean, like, my power room. I've built it here because eventually we can dig into this rock. And I'm thinking this room's going to have to be sort of like that fucking size to fit everything in it. What I really need to do is... go into this and collect this reward.
Uncover the mysteries of the universe for you, boss. What do you want me to research?
Interesting word, research. Implies you're searching for something a second time. You better not be charging me for the same work twice.
Otherwise she'll privatize you. So we can now build... There we go, some whiteboards. So we're going to build some whiteboards. We're going to whack the whiteboards, like over here maybe? Do they cost power? 5 power each. Okay, how much power do we have? Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to whack 3 in there. So something like that's fine. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, we can actually do some research.
To complete this construction.
That's fine, we'll worry about that in a second. I'm going to go to Lair. And I'm going to research, not this one, because this one requires impact. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck. What I want is the... Right, yeah, I'm going to have to... Right. Oh, right. I need to cancel you. And I'm going to need 2 of you. How much power do you use? 10.
Not enough gold to complete
Okay, we'll do 2 of you. And then we'll have to go and steal some more money. So, let's find region... Right, so this region over here. 6 workers, 15,000. 3 workers, 20,000. Okay, I'll send you off to do that one. So this region's overheated. So it's hit a maximum of 50 heat. And it's now locked down. As I say, you can cool down regions. But frankly, it seems like a lot of work to... Just generally, you don't really want to bother. This one's going to generate 40. I'm just going to do that. send some guys over there. We're doing one over there, which is fine. We're doing that one, which is fine. We're doing that one, which is fine. Okay, so we're pretty much doing what we can. How many outstanding requests do we have? 2. 0 of 9 minions waiting, so they are on their way. There we go. Now, these minions won't return, but we do get basic workers every so often. I think it's every 5 minutes we get more workers, is it? I can't exactly remember. It's not really a big problem. So you will gradually get more and more of these yellow boys just over time, which is fine. Now, as a region heats up, agents from the intelligence agencies will turn up to try to investigate what you're up to. Now, it starts off with just investigators. They'll just come in and have a look around. Eventually, if things get bad enough, they'll start sending soldiers and saboteurs, and eventually, potentially even super agents. So each of the intelligence agencies has a specific super agent that can cause you some really major problems should they decide to come into your base. And this is where one of the other problems lies. So I've got 3 main problems with this game. The first is the world map's awful. The second is some of the rooms are ridiculously huge. And the third is that the agents are overly brutal. And it's not even the super agents specifically. So we have some of these investigators here. So these are level 2 investigators. They're not the best agents. So we can say, I'm going to tag you for capture.
That intruder found and captured now.
So we'll do that.
And kill that intruder immediately.
And our guards should instantly go, there's investigators, get them. So they'll start punching them and all that. But you can see already one of my workers is dead. And what I found is that when you start the game, when you start a normal game, a normal campaign, you'll build up like a dormitory, a canteen, some power, and a control room. And at that point, you then start.
They won't escape me.
You're fine. I'm getting stuck in as well. It's fine. Yeah, you'll generate enough heat for 5 investigators to turn up. If you tell your paltry, at that point, workforce to try and stop those investigators will fucking murder you.
An agent has been subdued and captured.
Like, the one campaign, I was like, that's fine, we can take them. Could not take them. Not even fucking close.
An agent has been captured.
They literally mowed down every single one of my workers. It was brutal to watch. And admittedly, you know, I should have thought a little bit harder about how I was going to deal with them. But it was only on medium difficulty, and it was, you know, this was before I had any guards, before I had anything, basically. I just had normal workers, and those normal workers were slaughtered by the worst investigators you can get. It was pretty brutal. There we go. We can interrogate them, get a little bit of intelligence. Intelligence is useful when you've upgraded the criminal network, and then you can get sort of missions that pay out slightly more. I feel like once you've kind of like opened up more stuff, you don't necessarily have to worry too much. You'll have plenty of money coming in. And what I found is, to be honest, don't worry about the heat. Heat will build up. It will lock down the region, and that's fine. Because, frankly, worrying about the heat level is just more fucking bother than you can probably... I genuinely can't be bothered to do it. It's just a lot of work. So we've got access to scientists now. We need to build some of these. We need 30k? Jesus. What are they made out of? Gold? What I really need is enough space for a vault, but I don't have one. So... guess we'll just need to steal more cash. Never mind. So I've got enough room here to build a much bigger control room. So I'm going to like expand that all the way out. The generator, again, I'm going to expand that all the way. We can expand up here as well. So that's an option. This area here might seem a little bit bizarre, but I'm using this as kind of a way to keep the enemy agents at bay. So when they see a locked door, they will try and access it, and I'm going to fill this entire area with traps to basically cause them trouble. So we can construct traps. Now currently we've only got access to a punching glove, boxing glove, which will like punch them in the face, and that's fine, but it's not really super important. We can also get security cameras, so we'll build some of those. Maybe something like that. How much power do these use? Oh, they don't use any power. They do. We do need a control desk though to keep them operational, and we don't have that at the moment. So that's something we do need. It's basically a little guard room here. This guard room is built next to the prison because the guards tend to congregate here. So it's near the front of my base, so that if anyone's coming in, the guards are right there. And also, if anyone breaks out from these prisons, you know, suddenly you have rather unimpressed guards waiting to bludgeon them back into their cell. So I think what I'm going to do next is...
You're running out of gold.
Yeah, it's just
Spend less.
because I've bought a thing. Right, we'll get a valet
Steal
next.
more.
Another group of agents. Can't a genius with a dubious criminal past purchase an exotic lair in peace anymore?
It's probably all the helicopters. They'll be wondering what we're doing out here.
That's why I chose this location. It has the perfect cover operation, even if it is abandoned.
I think the problem is that it's abandoned, boss. Not many people visit an abandoned... anything.
For once, you make a good point. Very well. Hire some staff, dress them well, teach them to cheat at roulette.
Side story begun.
So we should now have an objective on the map. Here we go. So this one, we can kidnap a valet, so we'll do that one. That'll give us a valet. He will come back to our base. We can chuck him in the prison, torture him, and then we'll get access to the ability to train valets. Valets basically act as distractions. So whereas you can club investigators to death when they come into your base, obviously, if an agency sends an investigator to go and look at something and they never come back, that's a little bit fucking suspicious. Understandably so. And as such, if we can distract them and keep them busy, then obviously that's, you know, they'll turn up, they'll come to a casino, they'll get sent back, and they'll be like, well, it's a casino. And that won't then increase our heat level. Not that, as I say, our heat level is anything really to be massively worried about. Now, generally, I still do quite enjoy this game. This game is fun, right? I'm still playing it. I just think there's a bunch of stuff that really could have been done better. And it's a real shame that it hasn't been. So, I'm hoping that they can do some fixes. Are you actually researching anything, you dozy bastards? Oh, it's because I haven't told you to research anything. Right, research. I need 10,000 gold. I don't have 10,000 gold. I need people to go and get me some more cash. Do I have any? No, you're doing that one over there. I think we're currently busy everywhere. Oh, you might not complete. It might be too much heat. Okay, we did it. Good. Can I send someone to cool this region down, or do I just not bother? It's going to overheat long, but it'll overheat before I can send someone there, but that's fine. We won't worry about that. But the valet will come back, and we can then chuck him in the prison, torture him. That'll give us that. So yeah, it's the game's fine, right? The game is it's just got some bit. I think mostly I'm just disappointed that it's not as good as it could have been. I think that's my problem. You know, I've come in and I was looking forward to this game. It's just not. It's got some issues. I think if you're looking for a base building game like this, if you've got a hankering and you don't have 2 Point Hospital, I would say just get 2 Point Hospital. It's a better base building game, really. But if you liked Evil Genius, you'll probably like this one. And if you like base building games and you've already got 2 Point Hospital, this could potentially be something that will interest you. I'm hoping that they've got some patches and DLC lined up, with that said, I don't think any game should be fixed just because it gets DLC. But I have high hopes of this because there's not many games that let you play as an evil genius, really, and it's got a nice aesthetic to it. It's
What? Now, all part of the
it's
plan.
generally quite fun, if a bit janky in places. So, Evil Genius 2 is okay, if maybe not as good as it could have been. That's probably my summary. It's a bit of a shame. Never mind. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.